Okay, so what is going on? A huge wave of coordinated strikes launched by Iran has just thrown the entire Gulf region into chaos. We're going to break down what happened, where it happened, and what this all means for a region that is right now on incredibly high alert. I mean, can you imagine? Overnight, you have air raid sirens and explosions waking people up all the way from Doha to Manana. So the big question is, what's really behind this sudden and pretty violent escalation? And the answer seems to be this. Iran has kicked off a really widespread and, coordinated series of retaliatory strikes. They're going after their Gulf neighbors, and it looks like they're specifically targeting countries that host U.S. military bases. Right, so this wasn't just some isolated incident. Nope, this was a full-on, multi-front assault. So let's dive in. We're going to look at the key targets, how these countries responded, and of course, the immediate and chaotic fallout for the people caught in the middle. Okay, first up, Bahrain. It really looks like they bore the brunt of these initial strikes. I mean, the nation is just reeling from a series of absolutely devastating attacks on its core infrastructure. And the escalation in Bahrain, it happened fast. Just yesterday, we were hearing about 3 people getting injured by falling drone debris at a university, and a national desalination plant was hit. But then today, wow, the situation got so much worse, with a major drone strike on Sitra Island and an attack that set a critical oil facility on fire. And this is where it gets really tough. The human cost is already tragically clear. That drone strike on Sitra Island alone, it injured at least 32 Bahraini citizens, and, that number includes kids. Just awful. When you look at the targets, it's pretty clear these were not random attacks at all. They hit an oil refinery, a desalination plant, a university. These strikes were aimed directly at Bahrain's critical infrastructure, both civilian and economic. The goal seems to be maximum disruption. But here's the thing. Bahrain wasn't alone in this, not by a long shot. All across the Gulf, air defense systems just lit up the sky as other nations scrambled to respond to this wave of incoming threats. So, let's look at the snapshot here. You've got Qatar's air defenses taking out about a dozen ballistic missiles. Then there's the UAE, scrambling to deal with both missiles and drones. And Saudi Arabia confirmed they shot down 4 drones, with at least one of those apparently heading for a major oil field. It was all happening at once. Just try to put yourself there for a second. You're in Doha, it's 3:15 in the morning. Suddenly, a defense alert buzzes on your phone, and just minutes later, the sky literally erupts with about 12 massive booms as missiles are intercepted right over your head. I mean, what a terrifying thing to experience. So beyond the immediate military action, the ripple effects were, well, immediate. And one of the biggest impacts we're seeing across the entire region? Travel. It's basically ground to a complete halt. I mean, it makes sense, right? With missiles and drones flying all over the place, aviation authorities really only had one choice. They had to temporarily close all civilian airspace. It sounds drastic, but it was absolutely a necessary safety measure. And the fallout from that one decision is just immense. We're talking thousands of travelers stranded, many of them stuck in transit. Mass flight cancellations have basically paralyzed the region's tourism industry, which is a huge deal. Right now, only a very small number of special repatriation flights are even being allowed. And getting things back to normal isn't simple at all. Even when airports try to reopen, this lingering threat means flights get, and I'm quoting here, usually delayed or canceled because of this constant threat of drones or missiles. So it's this cycle of uncertainty. So where does that leave us? Well, the immediate aftermath is this incredibly tense, super unpredictable situation that's just hanging over the entire Gulf. Yeah, I think the best words to describe it right now are tenuous and volatile. The first big wave of attacks might be over, but the threat level? It's still critically high. And honestly, nobody is sure what's going to happen next. So, with defenses on high alert and everyday life just completely turned upside down, it feels like the entire region is holding its breath. And that leaves us with the critical question. Was this the end of a retaliatory cycle, or was this just the beginning of something much, much bigger?